This is a license plate from Israel, and this is a license plate from Palestine. And because I can't think of a more fair way to do it, I'm going to talk about them both. Now, there's actually a fair amount of shared license plate history here. Like, going back to the 1920s, when this whole area was officially a League of Nations mandate administered by the British, their earliest license plates were a pretty informal mix of Arabic, Hebrew, and/or Latin scripts, with the only universal element being a series of two-letter codes that would denote the region of issue, of which these 5 are known to have existed, but there may have also been more that we just don't know about today. They got a bit more standardized in 1934 when this style was launched, which always started with the letter M for mandate, and that was true whether you were talking about motorcycle plates, commercial plates, whatever else. But 1948 is when things really changed, because that's when, after some initial conflict, this land was partitioned into the State of Israel and the Palestinian territories of the Gaza Strip and the West Bank. And truly, whole books can be and have been written about this, but strictly speaking about the license plates, in Israel, that year marked the introduction of this series, which had a Hebrew region code letter at the end of the sequence. But that series ran out of combinations pretty quickly, leading Israel to adopt this Black on Orange series, which had 5 characters in the 1950s, and was followed by this Black on Yellow series that had 6 characters in the 60s. Meanwhile, at that same time, Palestine was in a bit of a different form than we know it today. The Gaza Strip was occupied by Egypt, with cars there just getting standard Egyptian plates, except for a 4-month period in the 1950s during the Suez Crisis, in which Israeli forces briefly instituted this little-known type. And the West Bank was annexed by Jordan, during which time their license plates would have looked kinda like this, except they would have had a P in the middle instead of a B, P being for Palestine. But following the Six-Day War in 1967, both Gaza and the West Bank came under Israeli administration, and that marked another very significant change in the history of Palestinian license plates. In Gaza, the Israelis put this black and white series into place that had a Hebrew region code letter to denote what city it was issued in, and in the West Bank, plates were similar, except they had a blue background. And later, in the early 1990s, the district code letter was put on white if the car was from an urban area, and orange if it was from the surrounding rural countryside. Around that time, starting in 1989 or so, Israel's modern format was launched, though they have had a few slight updates since, like adding this European-style blue stripe on the left-hand side of their plates in 1999, and adding an 8th number to the plates in 2017 after they ran out of the original 7-character format. Palestine's current plates started to take shape on April 30th, 1994 though, when, in the wake of the Oslo Accords, the task of registering cars and issuing plates was handed over to the Palestinian Authority, which launched these, a green-on-white series in which the first number was a region code. 1, 2, and 3 were reserved for cars in Gaza, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 were reserved for cars in the West Bank. Now today, plates in the West Bank look much the same, except since 2018, the region code has been a letter at the end of the sequence rather than a number at the beginning. While in Gaza, the P was swapped for a graphic of the Palestinian flag starting in 2012, only for a brand new and fairly high-tech series sourced from Germany to be rolled out trying to replace